Welcome back everyone, this is PyProTech. So last time where did we leave off? We left off in a web page, which is probably a default Django web page. I'm going to show you guys right now. So now today we're going to make our own web page. We're going to remove that default web page and making our own web page. And how do we do that? We just follow what I do and then you guys will learn at the same time. So before we get started in this video, I'm really grateful for everyone's love. I just got 126 views in 22 hours ago. So I'm thinking that you guys really like websites like these, but in order to make websites, you got to learn the basic steps. All right. So let's go to our CMD. For those people who haven't subscribed, just go ahead and subscribe. If you're new to the channel, go hit the like button. It would be really appreciated by me. And let's go over here. I'm gonna go to the directory. It's word count underscore project. I'm sorry for the background noises. And then I'm gonna do Python manage.py and then run server. All right, the server should be running, and it's running. And let's go here. Let's go to our local server. All right, this web page shows. So have a pat on your back. You're going to this video. If you see here, this is a local server. If this was our own live server in the internet, this would be word count. It would have been wordcount underscore project.com. But in order to access a specific website in this wordcount underscore project.com, you're gonna do slash and then go to that web page. Like let's do home or let's do cats. All right. So now I'm just gonna go over here. So if you see here, there's an admin over here. There's a default, like we haven't done anything. This was by default an admin. It says admin over here. And if I go to settings.py, there's already an installed apps named admin. And what does this admin do? I'm going to show you over here. I'm going to go to my web page. I'm going to do admin over here. So admin is a URL already. So if I go over here and boom, this web page shows. So what does this web page do? I'm not gonna discuss much about it. It's just a web page where it will access, it has every app. So if there's a username and password, we have to create our username by having, I'm just gonna get this out. So there's a command in Python named Python manage.py create super user. But we don't want to create a super user right now, so I'm just gonna, if I click enter, obviously I have to make a super user, so I'm not gonna do that right now. And run the server and boom. So this is the Django administration by default. And the best part is, so this is the source. I want to go to admin, and that is why there's an admin over here. But if I want to change the source, for example, let's do cats. All right, I'm gonna go to do cats, and then this web page is working. That's perfect. We want this to work. But if I do admins over here and boom, this is giving me an error. And why is it giving me an error? Because it says there's cats over here. But the fact is, cats is not an error. We have changed the source from admin to cats. But if you do cats over here, let's do cats over here, and boom. Okay, wait a second, I haven't saved it. Okay, let's go ahead and boom. Yes, I didn't save the Visual Studio Code. It's necessary for you to save before you run the program, otherwise it will give an error. So I did cats over here, and I refreshed the page and it's still working. So this is the Django administration. I have changed the source from admin to cat and it's still working. So as you can see, like having the source is really important if where you want to go to a specific location. So let's go ahead and delete this. So today our goal today is to remove this web page and create our own web page. So let's go ahead and delete this. I'm deleting this, and we don't need this. Like we don't need from.django.contrib. Let's go and delete this, and we need to make our own paths. For example, I'm gonna do a single quotation. For those people, you can do double quotations as well, but only once. Just because I did once, it means that it will want to change the home page. And what is the home page? this is the home page. This default home page what the Django set for us is the home page, and we want to change this home page. So you have to do just only one quotations, either it could be one or two. So only once, just to be more precise, we want to do views dot home. All right, so what is this views? We need to create our own views, because as you can see, there's init.py, asg.py, settings.py, urls.py, and wsgi.py. We need to create our own views called views.py. All right, we're in this, but as I created, we need to interlink, we need to connect with the urls.py. And where do we connect it? We're going to do from dot import views. So this is a code to interlink. And over here, as you can see, I did views.home over here. As you can see, I did views.home. So I'm going to do def home. Now this is a function. In this function, we're going to do request, and I'm going to return, let's do hello. All right, I did hello, but the best part is this will give an error. And why will it give an error? Because I'm going to show you, we haven't imported a HTTP response. And what is a HTTP response? I'll tell you just after I'll show you the error. I'm gonna go over here, and if I refresh this page, this will give an error. The best part is when I refresh this, obviously it shows me an error. This whole error, it tells me it's an error. But cmd, command prompt, and terminal will tell you the same thing. If I go ahead and full screen this, it tells me the same error. It will tell you that there is an error going on, and it already tells you trace back most recent call last. It tells you where the file is, where's the error. It also tells you it's an attribute error. str object has no attribute get. All right, let's go ahead and let it. So it's an attribute error. So as I told you, we need to import a HTTP response. So let's go ahead and do that. So there's a code in the Django. It's called from the Django.http and import h. And if when I do h over a capital H, it already gives you hell lot of code over here. But the code we want over here is this, which is HTTP response. And boom, I saved this, but obviously if I run this, it will give an error. Why will it give an error? Because we need to delete this for now, and we need to type ht, and boom, it already shows up. This shows up. I didn't type the whole thing, it is showing up, and I click enter, and in this brackets, now you can write hello. I did hello. Now if I refresh this page, and boom, it shows an hello. And then if I zoom in, and then you can see clearly there's hello over here. Clearly it's visible, and this is our own web page. Our goal today was to remove the default Django web page, and we have succeeded in this goal for today. But this is not the last thing I'm going to show you now. I'm going to show you something. What if I want another path over here? For example, let's duplicate this, and we want another path. So this is a home page, but we don't want our another web page we're going to make as a home page. So let's do cats over here. The reason why I did a slash over here, because this is a specific route I want to go to. This is a specific location or the web page I want to go to. So I'm going to do views.cats over here, and in this views, let's do def cats request. All right, now I'm going to do return HTTP, and then over here I'm going to do I am Minnie. Wait a second, I'm Minnie, and I am the cutest cat in the world. All right, that was pretty sweet, and let's go ahead. But I'm just gonna tell you that this will also give an error. This will give an error because I'm just going to show you right now. This should give an error. If I do cats and boom, this site cannot be reached. I mean, it didn't actually show me an error because if I go to CMD, it goes to syntax error. It tells me in CMD that there's a syntax error. It says path cats line 23. It's a syntax error basically. So if I'm just gonna go to my Visual Studio Code, and where does it tell me? It tells me URLs.py line 23. It tells me there's an error in line 23. So if I go here, so this is line 23. So if you haven't watched my video on lists, like if you haven't watched my video on lists, you should go and watch it right now, because we haven't put a comma over here. In lists, if you see here, there's third brackets over here, so we need to have a comma over here for housekeeping purposes. It's necessary. This list should be keep on running, so we need a comma over here, and this should solve our problem. If I do cats, okay, come on, go and run. Okay, let me just go ahead, and boom, it's running. Okay, let me just go ahead and minimize this. Okay, over there, and this will run, and boom, I'm the cutest cat in the world. And the best part is I have misspelled in, which is completely fine. Everyone makes mistakes. All right, now I'm going to go to Visual Studio Code. I'm going to show you something over here. For example, if I want to do h1 tag over here, I'm just gonna cut this, which means I'm gonna cut and copy paste this, which is Control X and Command X, and then I have cutted this. Now what I want to do, I'm going to do h1 and then h1. All right, and in this h1 I'm going to write the same thing, and I'm going to click save. Now if I reload the page, and boom, this is the h1 tag. As you guys can see, it's written in h1, but obviously we are not gonna write our HTML code in this parenthesis. We won't write any of our code in this parenthesis, because the HTML code can be huge. It could be enormous. It could be gigantus. Oh, that's not a word. It could be gigantic. Oh, sorry. Oh, that's not a word. It could be gigantic. It could be enormous. It could be as big as it is. But we cannot include our code in this parenthesis. So we'll make a separate file. We make a separate HTML file, and then we will include this in our code. So that is, I mean, we have to create something called template, and but now we will separate our HTML code from our views.py. Like, we will never include our HTML code. I mean, you can, but then it will look really bad. So I'm just going to show you something. If I want to change this to home page, and obviously if I run this, it will give an error. But if I go over here, if I do home page, we have to change this to home page. And if I go to the home page, and boom, it says hello. So this is how everything is. So next lecture, I'm going to show you that how to create our own HTML file. I mean, you can go and create our own HTML file, but we need to make a new folder and then templates, and in that folder we need to create HTML. We need to create our own HTML. So that would be for the next lecture. I mean, so take care, have a nice day. I hope this lecture is really useful for you, and tell me in the comment section below and what sneak peek or what anything you want to learn. I will really go ahead and reply to you, and obviously I'll help you if you have any doubts. So what are you gonna do if you like this video? You go ahead and subscribe if you haven't, and then like this video, share this video, and then take care in this COVID-19 situation.